नमस्ते सदा वत्सले मातृभूमि मीनिंग हे वात्सल्यमयी मातृभूमि तुम्हें सदा प्रणाम। ऋणी है हम उन जवानों के जो सरहदों पर अपना जीवन बिताते हैं। फर्ज के नाम पर देखो कैसे ये वीर मुस्कुराकर मौत को गले लग जाते हैं। हम मनाते हैं दिवाली पटाखों के संग और होली रंगों के संग। कलेजा है हमारे वीरों का जो हर त्योहार को बारूदों के बीच मनाते हैं। Dear friends, India's independence has been a blood and sweat of millions of countrymen who came out to fight the British rule and laid down their lives to break the shackles of cruelty. We all know and have heard of quite a lot of famous heroes and many more front-end warriors of our nation who paved way for our independence. However, there are many others who contributed as much as others, but are less known or are popular in their own regions. Today, we are going to turn the pages of our history that is filled with such numerous heroes incidents, and we'll know about two such lesser known heroes, but are equally fearless freedom fighters who made a mark in Indian history. Britishers referred him as fierce tiger. Lion of Manipur is how we know him. He is none other than Veer Tikendrajit Singh, our first hero. He is known as Koirang, who was born on 29th December 1856 in the royal family of independent Manipur Kingdom. A prince turned nationalist, was the fourth son of Maharaja Chandrakirti. From his childhood, he was a lover of freedom and he grew up to be a prince of Manipur. He was coronated as the commander of Manipur army, who later engineered a palace revolution that led to what we all know as Anglo-Manipur War of 1891 or the Manipur expedition. Today, like many other royal successions, after the death of Maharaja, the eldest son, Surachandra, succeeded the throne of Manipur Kingdom, and Tikendrajit was appointed as the general of army. But soon, misunderstandings and tensions, like all other kingdoms, were created among the princes, which ultimately led to the royalty split in two divisions, of which one was led by Tikendrajit. There was constant tensions rising over the king's negligence of the situation and Britishers' constant interference in the royal matters. Tikendrajit could not tolerate this attitude of British. Being a member of royal family, Tikendrajit was familiar with English, which enabled him to know about Britishers' attitude and their innermost feeling towards the Manipur people. But with inborn nature of patriotism, he boldly challenged and revolted the aggressive acts of British imperialistic power. He was completely against imperialism and colonialism. On the other hand, the Maharaja Surachandra, who was Tikendrajit's elder brother, was unaware of the British who wanted to assume power from local rulers to expand their colonial empire. Tikendrajit very clearly understood their intentions and he tactfully made efforts to defend Manipur's sovereignty. He knew very well that Britishers were eagerly waiting for an opportunity to transform sovereign Manipur into a British colony. Britishers once again took the advantage of inner royal politics and conflicts and played the game of divide and rule. British government intervened and decided that Tikendrajit must be removed from Manipur and Kulachandra be recognized as the Maharaja of Manipur. Fearing to the brains and valor of our hero, Bir Tikendrajit Singh, the Chief Commissioner of British, J.W. Quinton, reached Manipur with a troop of 500 soldiers to arrest Tikendrajit Singh secretly. Friends, imagine 500 soldiers to arrest one Tikendrajit Singh. For this purpose, both the royal brothers were invited to the Darbar. In the meantime, the secret plan of Britishers was leaked out and remained it did not remain as a secret anymore. This ensured that Tikendrajit was fled from the Darbar. On the failure of their plan, the British political agent Grimwood in Manipur conveyed to the king the decision and pressurized the Maharaja to hand over the successor to them. When the Maharaja refused to abdicate or hand over the prince, the British tried to conduct a midnight raid and capture Tikendrajit, which ultimately was the decision by force from the Britishers. On that fateful evening of March 24th, the British troops attacked the palace, particularly Tikendrajit's residence, killing many innocent women and children who were very happily watching the cultural program. But the alert Manipur army succeeded in its aggressive struggle and forced 5 British officers to take shelter in the cellar. But the feeling of revenge among the people who had lost their children and wives were so aggressive that they killed and executed all the 5 British officers. This resulted in Anglo-Manipur War in 1891 and ultimately seizure of Manipur by the British. However, Britishers did not stop here. They knew that a nationalist like Tikendrajit was a stumbling hurdle in their colonial designs and conducted a trial in the British court. They conducted trials where Tikendrajit Singh and his general Tangal was sentenced to death. It is said that the heroic act of the patriot Tikendrajit was so far-fetched that it reached Queen Victoria. As per her wish and amidst strong protest of the people of Manipur, Tikendrajit and his general Tangal were hanged in an open place before the general public on August 13th, 1891. Despite losing their hero, people of Manipur continued with massive protests and movements, which were particularly launched by women at every moment, but could not save the martyrs and the Manipur. The state of Manipur celebrates this day, August 13th, as Patriots' Day to remember their role in the struggle. B. Tikendrajit indeed was a nationalist par excellence. People of our country, especially in Manipur, will always cherish him as a symbol of hero against dictatorship. In short, if I have to say, my dear friends, Tikendrajit was a champion who resisted the expansion of British colonialism, and he fearlessly fought against the colonist. His patriotism, Tikendrajit, will always be immortal. No wonder he was called the Lion of Manipur. If our first hero was a fierce tiger, our second hero, Pauna Brijbasi, was not any less. He was the Manipur major who chose death over serving the British. He fought against what many historians describe as the fiercest battle against the British in Indian history. Before we understand the bravery of Pauna, let's know a little about Burmese Empire. Burmese Empire and their supremacy in Manipur saw a campaign massacre against the Meitei, which is the ethnic group of Manipur. They barbarically reduced the region's population to just 2,500. Following the fall of Manipur, the Burmese kingdom expanded into Assam and the Brahmaputra Valley, but it is there that they faced an unexpected and a challenging enemy, the British. On March 5th, the British declared war on Burma after discovering that Burmese plan to attack Bengal. Britishers could not win this battle all by themselves. They had to seek help from the help of Manipur army. Manipur refugees sought this as an opportunity and agreed to fight with the British only if they were willing to restore the sovereignty of Manipur. Britishers had no choice but to agree, and obviously they won the war. By 1826, Burmese troops had been expelled from the area and Manipur restored as an independent kingdom under British protection. Everything was peaceful until the death of Maharaja, when a power struggle for the throne ignited a civil war. In this incident, it triggered that it triggered the Anglo-Manipur War of 1891. And it was here that Major Pona Brijbasi, a brave soldier of Kanglepak Kingdom, came and took the role of Indian freedom movement as a center stage. Attempting to British resistance, Britishers forced and marched towards Tamu, which is the borders of Manipur. Sensing that they may not be able to resist the British, the Maharaja of Manipur dispatched additional 700 Manipuri soldiers under the command of Pona Brijbasi and his commandant Chongta Mia Singh. Orders were issued to proceed towards the Palel Burma road but seeing that the British exploring the opportunity, the two Manipuri majors, Pona and Chongta, constructed a mud fort on the bank of Kongjam River, which is very close to Impal. Major Pona's force was so poorly equipped that they made urgent request for higher caliber cannons to fight against the Britishers, who were marching very quickly towards the mud fort. Despite urgent request, the high caliber weapons did not arrive and the mud fort was surrounded by the Britishers. They sealed their fate on April 23rd, sorry. However, there was bravery and honor in this defeat. The Manipuri forces led by Pona fought what many historians describe it as one of the violent battles in the Indian history. As soon as the British infantry made their advancement close into the fort, Manipuri position was attacked by the mounted infantry from three directions in a V-shaped formation. While attacking, the British troops soon were confused and they jumbled up and were scrambling in the opposite direction. While, however, the Manipuri held the fort and fought this hot fire till the last minute. However, attackers eventually entered the fort with severe hand-to-hand fighting, where Britishers were fighting with bayonet. If it is a sharp rifle with a sharp knife, and the Manipuris with shield and tiny swords. Engaged in this bloody clash, Manipuri soldiers, including Pona, fought until the last man. And this last man was none other than Pona Brijbasi. The British Army officer asked him to switch sides and join the British Army. Britishers constantly insisted that he could exchange sides with the Plum Post. However, Pona reportedly immediately replied that death was more welcome than disloyalty to his motherland. Saying this, Pona immediately took off his cloth wrapped around his headgear and asked the British officers to behead him. Pona, who embraced death rather than the escape or surrender, his legend lives on. In memory of him, and many other Manipuri soldiers who laid down their lives, Manipur celebrates Kongjam Day every year on April 23rd. Truly, patriots of first order who fearlessly laid down their lives to save their country from British domination. I'm sure both these incidents have triggered shrills in your heart and spine. Keep that alive, my dear friends. There's a bigger question for today's Bharat. Is our patriotism limited to only knowing and reading about our heroes? Is it all about paying our respects and tributes to these heroes on the national days? How much of bravery or patriotism can I, or you showcase today? We in Disha believe that there are three choices and you can pick any one of them. Sacrifice our lives fighting for our motherland. As young minds, empower yourself to join Army, Navy, or Air Force services. But alas, not every one of us have this honor of serving the nation as a part of these prestigious organizations. If you could not die for the country, then there is a second option. Live for the country. Be a brand ambassador. Be a messenger of our great nation wherever you go. If you cannot die, if you cannot live for the country, there is still a third option. Atmanirbhar. Be Indian, by Indian. Vande Mataram. Dhanyavad.